They've scored 10. Spectacular from a distance too, and the great irony here, it was Northland on attack. Have a look here. We're looking for a missed pass, but no one coming in, so clearly a communication breakdown for Northland in attack, and then that was some good running here. Look at Treby, and then he runs the shield, and Mutumatu, he had work to do, throws a little dummy that actually just stood up.
A vast virus database
defense,
has been
good, and gave him
updated.
that fraction of a second he needed to get to the line.
Yeah, Seymour actually looking for Malupu, but he was actually on the inside of him, and then he got out. It was Bronson Murray that was doing the chasing, and really that wasn't a contest.
How good was the line from Mutumatu? I saw last night in the test match, Charlie Faumuina trying to follow Dan Carter on a break. Before he landed on the captain and put him out for 5 weeks. So Lima from the sideline, and he's kicked it straight, but it's just shaved the right hand upright, so no deal on the conversion. 5 points to 0, and Wellington showing their counter-attack class.
They certainly have, and served notice to Northland, a side that doesn't mind the counter-attack themselves. We'll see a great battle in that respect this afternoon.
High restart, Proctor into the work again. The forwards just ran a shield and a drop for Proctor. Outside the 22 now. And Frank Wilson finds Ngatai. I'll go back to that selection of Ngatai at fullback. The next break in play is right. Looks to drill it downfield. Ngatai again, got it on the second grab, and he kicks with the benefit of the 22, but Proctor, who's been at fullback, may well be leading the defenders' beaten count, may well have made more than 350 metres, but he has not kicked the ball once. Coming into this game, they know that Seymour and co are going to pin them down. Seymour's kicked the ball the second most in the tournament, so having Ngatai there as the kicking option shows they've done some thinking.
Yeah, they certainly have done good preparation coming into this one, and already we've seen to good effect. Fullback Ngatai, he's got a decent boot on him in the first line out of the match.
Matty Moulds at 72% for the season on the throw. He gets one going early as Carpenter takes on the line. It's Matu'u and Savia acting as the welcoming committee for him. Moulds now comes around and looks for some carry work of his own. Pryor. Takalua just bunched up. Parangatai tried to find some support runners. It was Big Bryce Williams who was there. Now one out the back, looking to make some impact on this defensive line. Treby got all of Ranger, had him pinned on the 10-metre line, so the full width of the field to play with for Seymour. They'll stop it halfway with Parangatai. And Tane Takalua again. Seymour this time, intent on trying to pick off easy metres through the boot. Ngatai will return fire with no heat on him at all.
Well, it's interesting to see that defensive line from Wellington is outstanding. The recycled ball is there, but they're all coming up. There's so much confidence, and that's the reason why after 7 phases they looked for the option of the boot through Seymour.
I'll tell you what was impressive too. Mutumatu, 3 very good defensive plays in those 7 phases. Willie comes with a big reputation as a big hitter.
Five-man line, and it goes right over the top into the arms of Vesey, who spills it.
Nice, Jay. Here's the marker.
We'll have a scrum.
Captain. Scrum. Scrum.
And opportunities for both these lineouts. Neither of them operate in the high percentages. Wellington 74% efficiency on their own ball. Northland just a couple of points higher.
Your left, please.
And we go to the first set piece. Swalga, Matu'u and Tumunga Allen for Wellington, the front row. Murray, Moulds and Vesey.
Crouch! Go! Bind! Sit! Sit!
Do you think he could go any slower?
Well, have a look at the bind on Jeff Tormunga Allen.
Well, look at the
Right
setup.
around the arm.
His setup as well. He's set up on the angle.
Wait,
So
come up.
hardly a positive intent here. From look at the angle of him already, he's just going to try and drive straight in,
Yes, height.
force the prop into the hooker, put some pressure on,
Over here, okay?
and then straight down, as you said, the V and the elbow, that's a dead giveaway. This will sort it out. The referee pops round to this side.
You're optimistic.
Yeah, it's the cadence of the call, though, what I'm talking about, Pod. Have a listen.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
There's some wobbly abs in the middle there at the moment. Ball comes clean. Lovely dive pass from Frey Wilson. Now on the cut is Bateman. Rennie Ranger came through to try and clean him up. Missed him completely. Victor Vito has another crack at the line on the halfway. They'll be penalised.
Oh, always fine. I always struggle with that.
4 black.
But certainly, technically it's correct. The side dominating the breakdown. Northland committing no one. Filippo over the top and off his feet was the call. So welcome respite for Northland. They'll head to the corner. He doesn't quite make it to the 22, so we'll probably see an adjustment as Bateman on the step into contact, and their supporting players over the top, but not really affecting anything. But
Moulds finds Williams, and they set the drive. At the back is Dan Pryor. Coming around to get him was Ross Filippo. Stealth from Filippo, and this time they will be penalised.
4 black, entry.
And Filippo the man.
2 in a row, Ross Filippo.
4.
So
You've unbound and then bound on the last player. Entry.
Ben Seymour will line this up. So keep an eye on Ross Filippo in the middle there. So accused of unbinding and then
Brendan Pickerel is very deliberate, isn't he, on his calls? It's like he's going at 33, and the game wants to be played at 78.
clarity. Sumo, clarity is the key. Allows players time to process what he's saying.
I'll take your word for that. Ben Seymour, 43 points for the season. And he has chipped that beautifully. A lob wedge over for the first 3 of the game for the Taniwha. 5-3 the score.
Well, they need points. It's dominating territory. The only time Wellington have been in Northland territory, they scored a try. We're 10.5 minutes into this one, so territory stat doesn't make pretty reading for Wellington, but Northland just the 3 points, so reward for their effort or territorial dominance anyway.
Ngatai with the restart. Drops down on Bryce Williams. And Jake Ngatai controls proceedings from the back of this maul. Takalua shows some patience as the forwards go to work. Now Ram comes in to add some assistance. They're still going. Ngatai ran out of friends in front of him, so has to set. Back for Seymour. And a high ball to challenge. Taken with ease by Ngatai. Proctor with some room to work and just got the ball away to Bateman, and now Bateman. Far as Seymour, and he looks in field for Wright. Wright with options. And a kick over the top again. They're aiming up on that right-hand corner, but they're falling short with every kick at the moment. Here's Ngatai, who decides that a bomb is in order. The rest of the Lions team in front, so he had to chase through. Now Ranger had a little slip. Ngatai falls off, but Filippo does not. over the top. As far as Proctor. Bateman got the ball away. Joe Hill freed the arm. Now a chance on the outside. Vito showing good pace. 10-metre line in Northland's territory. They come straight through and disrupt. And Murray got the pass away up to the halfway line. The Tunny farm. No backline to speak of.
No Rennie Ranger either, Sumo.
He's down. Takalua finds Murday, and Murday caught behind the gain line. They pile into it. Filippo again getting through some work early. Short side play from Takalua. Finding it hard to make a line break, Northland at the moment. They're certainly showing some industry. Ngawalofa makes the tackle and the turnover play. Schwelger got the pass. Now numbers for Wellington. Shields. Inside ball from Shields. Great vision. Artie Savia, one outside. That is beautiful to Wilson. And Ross Filippo, Uhungus. Try number 5.
Well, the first one was good, and this one was better from Wellington. Again, turnover ball, the counter-attack. To be fair to Northland, defending with a man down, Rennie Ranger was not involved. As Wellington took the ball, Northland, sorry, took the ball into contact, a big shot in defence, turns the ball over, and then off they go. And 7-6, Savia and Shields involved, the 1-2 play from them, and look at the pace of Savia. And then good support, and Ross Filippo. You can't shake your head, Sumo. That's fantastic support from a lock.
He's just turned back the clock. It's unreal.
Well, it's unbelievable.
My head.
Exactly. He's 34 years young, but look, there's a young 20-year-old sprinting away, Frey Wilson, and they're just showing that when they turn the ball over Northland, Wellington are going to punish you. 2 chances, 2 tries. Vintage rugby.
How many times did Northland try to punch a hole in that Wellington defence? Twice they've come up with the mistake. Twice Wellington have capitalised, and this time they will get... No, they won't.
And just from down here too, fellas, Gawalofa, the other lock to Ross Filippo. He's the man that put the hit firstly on Rennie Ranger, and then he was the one that got the turnover as well. So great work from the locking partner for Wellington, and that man getting the rewards.
Must apologise to our international viewers. Hungus is a local colloquialism.
Local as in Northland local.
Just means greedy.
Lock on, Black.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. Scrum time. And Pickerel has a double pump and someone's down.
Doesn't look good either. So right from the kickoff, Northland will have an opportunity.
Proctor's been the man that's been taking the kickoffs.
He doesn't look too good. I know that's stating the obvious. He is a weapon for this team too. Looked like the ankle got caught under.
Oh, no, look at his
Murray,
knee. Look at his knee. Is it his knee there? Yeah, look, he goes straight to his knee.
He doesn't know what part of it is sore.
Just sore. Let's just give him a sore.
22 with the jacket coming off as well. Ambrose Curtis, from the Oriental Rangatai Club. And he will be straight on the field. This looks serious.
Well, that's a real shame for Matt Proctor. He is one of the most exciting men in this tournament. Just the one try for him, but he has been making breaks and beating defenders, the most in the competition, in fact, as we mentioned earlier, but maybe some time before he's beating another by the looks of that, as he's assisted from the field. And we wish him a speedy recovery. Curtis Ambrose has the duty now. In fact, Ambrose Curtis.
Yeah.
So Northland, they head to the scrum. Absolutely no short side to work with, so they go stack in the open. Malupo has wandered over and parked himself in the shotgun behind Seymour. Keen to get involved here. Looks like he wants the ball. There he is.
What did they do to Rennie Ranger? Just give him some water and he was sweet as, was it? Wonderful player.
He was down for a long time.
He was.
He was down for a long time.
Figure out what was going on there, but he bounced back.
Yeah, he's shrugged it off. He goes, Malupo's in the crouch. He's good to go here.
Sit!
We've seen this move. We've seen this move. Two different teams in ITM Cup. The scrum. They'll just hold up the pass, Seymour. And this time they use Malupo as a dummy. Carpenter takes the hit instead. Now there's some numbers who come around, and it's Pryor. Stationed in centre field and concedes a penalty for holding on.
Yeah, great defensive read from Victor Vito. Took himself out of the defensive line, read it, said, I'll bring this to a halt, did Victor Vito. Gets the slap on the hand from Tim Bateman. Fantastic read. So often we see players roar out of the line, defensive line, sumo, and do nothing. It's all about timing. Look at him at the top of your picture, reads it, puts the accelerator down, boom, straight into Pryor. And then Hardy Savia over the top, rights to the ball, penalty.
The two dummy runners were Bryce Williams and Tom Murday. I think Vic Vito figured that out pretty quickly. Here's the throw, there's the take. It's Filippo again. Big ball from Sopuanga to Bateman. Oh, what a pass, Tim Bateman. Hill cuts back in field. Bateman again goes into halfback. This time Frey Wilson loses it. And the advantage now for the Taniwha, and they go 5 metres in front of the half, but we'll come back for the scrum.
Lost forward black.
Full of running this Wellington team. So just the two handing errors both belong to Wellington in this match, but look at that from the set play. Double miss, and then the wide ball, brilliant. Joe Hill in space.
Just love the urgency as well, Pod. You could see it there. He's just come on the field, but Ambrose Curtis, he just followed that all the way around and wanted to get involved. And that's what you want from someone off the bench so soon.
Whangarei bathed in sunlight.
Three, shoulders higher. Yep.
For the meantime.
Let's go, guys. Higher.
And John Schwalger back into ITM Cup Rugby this year. He's got through some work already this season. 4 appearances for him, 217 minutes. His tackle count, the only thing that's concerning, at least his tackle percentage at just 68.
Sit!
The scrum will twist. Northland will need to use, and they do so. So they promote the ball well. And that one may have gone too far. In fact, it's taken by Charlie Ngatai. Doesn't call for the fair catch. Turns and he bananas one into the uncovered stand. So a net gain for the Taniwha. 5 short of the 22.
Indeed, kicking game hasn't always been that accurate from Northland. On that occasion, pushed Ngatai towards the sideline, didn't give him a great angle, and then the kick chase was good enough to give them some good field position from the line out.
Matty Moulds with a deep throw. Murday, the man who takes it down. Murday's 14th take of the season. He's well and truly Northland's prime target at line-out time. Use it call has been made, so Northland will have to get this out, and they will. Takalua just popped it up. An isolation play, though. They have the ball. Seymour. Rennie Ranger ran some good obstruction. And it's just a little laboured, a little slow, and a little too easy for Wellington to read at the moment. Jack Ram. Gee, between Ram and Pryor, they could provide wigs for all the world's cricketers. Takalua loses it in the veto tackle. Now a counter-attack chance for Adi Savia. And Vito lobs one out to Sopuanga. So keen to get the ball wide. Nonchalantly done by Sean Treby. Oh, Wright stands them up. Matt Wright gets out of another, offloads out the back. One to beat for Northland. Can they get a try? Oh, they'll set play 2 out from the line. And if they can't profit here, you're going to have to call it a butchered chance. Takalua gets it away. Seymour now with a cross kick, and that is woeful. They'll come back for the penalty. It should have been a try.
Yeah, I give Seymour his dues here. He always knew they had the penalty advantage, so nothing harmed in going for the cross kick. But you did right here on the counter attack. Was right, impressive. Stood the defence up, and then players in support here. Player outside, and he runs away from a supporting player.
Yeah, that was Carpenter.
Carpenter, yeah, did right, Willie.
Captain.
And then knowing that they had the advantage, look at that. Had a go at it, nothing to lose with that, because they're always coming back to the penalty.
Well, one thing that stood out for me before the kick didn't actually find its right target, obviously the counter from Wright, but just the nuisance that 6, 7 and 8 are for Wellington. Severe, Shields and Vito, they're a nuisance for the Northland side, and every time there is a tackle, one of them's tackling, the second loose forward is straight in over the ball.
Northland decide that they'll go for tries slightly after the fact here, but they've got a chance. 5 out. There's no doubt, Willie, Shields, Vito, Savia, they're either All Blacks, former All Blacks, or will be All Blacks. It's not a bad setup. Williams, money ball in the middle. Now they wrap around the front through Takalua. The ball is there. Schwelger set up like a sprinter. And they get off the line quickly. Filippo, the first man there on Ram. Parangatai taken down. Up for Matty Maltz. And Maltz has supported his back. Ram again. He's got one already this season. Would dearly love another. Parangatai just leaves it behind. This is 6. Nothing fancy from the Taniwha here. They're 1 metre out, and it's pick and roll, pick and roll. Parangatai popped it up. That should be the try. Unsighted was Pickrell, and the ball may have been just short, so they recycle. Bronson Murray thought it was over, and they're surely over now. They are. And the man who comes up with it is Tom Murday, his first of the season. And they do get their try. It was a brave decision to take the line out. They took it, and risk and reward.
Certainly what that was, Scotty. They rolled the dice on it. They executed well. I'm not entirely sure that wasn't a try from Murray, but the fact that they recycled is an indication that Murray didn't believe that he got to the line, and then Murday off the back. Eventually Pickerel came round, saw the ball being grounded. So nice work, Northland. And this is a given. Straight in front of the sticks, and Wellington must have scored 2 spectacular tries. We'll find this one all locked up very shortly.
Kick is good. Northland, they draw level 10 apiece. 25 minutes gone, and Willie, it is certainly willing out there.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's not the razzle-dazzle that we see from Wellington, but Northland just rolling their sleeves up, and Murday there, just the gap, going as close as he could. That's their 7th try for this year.
Tom Murday in his first season, having a good season too. Strong at line out, strong with ball in hand. Rennie Ranger found himself in no man's land and the ball just arrived. Takalua now in the 22. And a deep punt. As far as Charlie Ngatai. Ambrose Curtis thought about having a crack himself, then found Bateman, who tried to get on the outside of Carpenter. Just caught a little behind the gain line here as Wellington. And still inside their own half. As Treby gets it away to Vito, over the top for Joe Hill, who did well to pull that in with a left hand. And Motu fed it up to Frey Wilson. Now Schwalger, a little deep, but advantage on their side. Sapuanga, Bateman. Got the offload to Ngatai. The inside channel is working in support. Adi Savia finally taken down inside the Northland 22. And they concede the penalty.
Take a bow. Matt Wright.
Holding on.
Boy, oh boy, did he pull a get-out-of-jail card there. That's one of the fastest open-side flankers on the paddock, in fact, in the competition. And he drilled him, got to his feet straight away, along with Rennie Ranger, and created the turnover. That inside ball that you're talking about is working wonderfully here, Sumo. Have a look at this. Charlie Ngatai identifies the space. Through he goes, and then watch the fullback here. Collars him, stays on his feet, and gets the penalty.
He does well, does very well, does right. And Adi Savia, for me, a good play too. Had the player outside him, but he saw Rennie Ranger. Was also covering defensively, so Savia decided to take it into the contact. Very well defended on that occasion, Northland.
Maltz has the throw.
ITM cut.
Ngatai taken in the tackle of Ngalofa up to the halfway line. 10 points apiece, 27 gone at Toll. Takalua wrapped around, now he finds the ball to Malupo. Good shot on him from Frey Wilson and carried on by Matt Moulds. Ambrose Curtis made the tackle and the ball has been lost.
Knock on, 2 blue.
Just starting to find some holes on the edge, Northland here.
Yeah, they are, certainly are. And that'll be an awareness that Wellington need to be on top of.
It's that runaround, isn't it, fellas? Have a look at the halfback here. Nothing was on. The pass wasn't great. Pryor then just held it up. And through that loop there, it meant that Schwalger was out of place. Able to get on the outside, and this is where the knock-on occurred. But Northland looked fantastic with ball in hand.
Yeah, not a bad move, Willie, when you see the number of forwards that stand in backlines these days. So it's an opportunity just to get them flat-footed.
Crouch!
Good shot of
Bind!
the scrum here. Murray on Tumang Allen.
Sit!
Ball's in. That's some fantastic camera work. Now a chance on the left-hand side. That ball from Ngatai is no good. So they've gone 75 metres across field and thrown it into touch. You won't find that in the playbook.
Certainly not. Ngatai, the frustration, firstly, from the set piece, always looking to be adventurous. Wellington, the missed pass, and that pass was behind Ngatai, so he just decides to catch it and sling it. So 2 poor plays in a row for Wellington.
Double bag. G D N K.
That's not how you spell. Savia, so fast. Adi Savia might do this all on his own. One chasing across and just give it up because Adi Savia has pulled off a blinder.
Oh my goodness. Oh, just remember, he's got 7 on his jersey. Artie Savia. That is freakish. Willie Losate, that might just reconfirm your comment about him being the quickest 7 going round, certainly in New Zealand rugby. But have a look at this, just the overthrow from Wellington. The pace, the acceleration, sorry, is what got him through the gap. And then Kaviena on debut gets run around by the 7. Look at that. Oh,
yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it? Seen him do that on the 7 circuit, also at the under-20s, and just showing his true class.
Do you see the look on Kaviena's face in the background? He can't believe it. He's trying to see the jersey number, and he's finally figured out it's 7.
I think he thought it was his brother, Julian.
It's only got 1 number on it. That's not fair. And to be fair, on debut, you shouldn't expect that. No one told him that, Sumo.
Oh, I've seen it all. Sopoaga with another stiff chance here. So from the sideline, and he watches this one. It hits the post. Well, he's getting closer.
Tell you what, that would have to go down for try of the year. I know it's early. I'm going to throw it out there. Very early.
I was waiting for that.
What?
I've done it before.
Sky People's Choice try of the year, is it?
Well, it's got to make the playoffs, surely.
Beyond
That's
reunion.
Fantastic. Okay, individual
cool.
try of the year. Anyone?
What?
Anyone?
You're right. Here's Filippo. It was a good try, Richard. No one's denying that. Wasn't a lot of passing. Victor Vito caught in his 22. Sopoaga now tries a sneaky chip over the top, and Takalua cleans that up. Ranger attends, and Matt Wright plays half. Seymour just shipping that one on to Jack Ram. Caught him midfield, 5 inside the Wellington half. Northland now, really you'd have to say, have conceded 3 very soft tries. Well constructed by Wellington, but defendable in any sense. Matt Moulds. And Matt Moulds sparks something. Losing some metres here, the Taniwha. Pryor, short ball to Paringatai. Stayed in support, got a return ball from him, and then they lose it again, Northland. So handling error is costly. And Wellington will scrum down just inside their own half.
Yeah, just the second one for Northland. And Paringatai, to see him back a couple of seasons in Japan where he was very impressive. I tell you what, you know how good he was in Japan, Sumo? He actually kept Brad Thorne out of his side. Brad Thorne couldn't get a start because Jake Paringatai was playing so well as a lock. As they go there, Pryor into the contact. 8-6 combination, just not quite getting it right on that occasion. He looks fit. And great to have a player of his experience back at the ITM Cup level.
Just Ross Filippo getting a few running repairs to one of the fingers. Just there from the medics. And I can also update you on Matt Proctor as well, guys. It's the knee, the left knee. They put ice on that, and so it's not the ankle, just the knee. But he's smiling. And I suppose that's the most pleasing thing.
That's not a bad little record to have, isn't it? It's something no one can take away. First side to win an NPC match at Westpac Stadium. On the honours board at North for the Taniwha.
Start. Good to see the kids here, as it always is at the footy, enjoying themselves.
Their Ripper Rugby finals. As the curtain raises this one, Sumo, so
Wellsford,
Kai kids out in the middle. Some good rugby, some future Taniwhas on display.
Both ends of the province in action.
Now, midfield scrum. I know it's in their own half, Wellington, but they're set up to attack. And why wouldn't you? 4-2 split, 4 left, 2 right. And with a bloke of Victor Vito's athleticism off the back of the scrum, they've got work to do here, Northland. Schwalger doesn't want a bar of
Set
that.
up, please, and stay. Okay.
Ken Laban's reminded us too that Artie Savia played a mix of midfield and 7 at Rongotai College, which is good of him.
Certainly showed a mix of those talents. Scoring that try, I see that I'm not getting much support on social media for my try of the year call either.
Hang on. Yeah. Okay. I want you to come left more. Okay. And you go left more.
Well, the people will have their say.
Let's see
People's
it.
choice, try of the
You
year.
give them space. Do you understand? Come wider.
So Pickerel just giving
There's
the
Mark.
2
Go
front
left.
rows
Yes.
bit of a telling to. Come on, fellas. It's a good game when you guys aren't trying to scrummage.
He's going well, this young ref. It's only his second game. His first one here was a shocker. He took so long with judgments and went to the TMO about 15 million times, so he's doing very well.
Was that on the official review of his performance?
Was that your opinions, Willie, or
No,
is that the official line on it?
The official line.
Frey Wilson, don't perjure yourself in a commentary. Charlie Ngartai sets up now. Frey on the halfway line and just slow and awkward and cumbersome. The advantage will apply though. Good ball from Treby. They're good at finding that width, aren't they, this Wellington team? A little scrappy to Hill, but the penalty advantage was always theirs.
Yeah, absolutely. Northland clearly aware of the danger that this Wellington backline poses.
Offside.
So the defensive line just caught creeping.
Might be able to see Ross Filippo there too, holding his thumb. That was the reason why they got the stop, or why they had the injury break, because they taped it. Now he's just removed it, and he doesn't look too comfortable.
The thumb? Or the tape?
Thumb.
So look at them. They're trying to get back, but no one really. They pinged 3, but you could have picked any of those players.
Well, that's the benefit of playing the game at pace, isn't it? You're always putting pressure on that defensive line to get back, and certainly when you're going for width too, it makes it very hard. The natural inclination is to bunch up a little bit, Constantina in midfield, and next thing you know, flankers running around you on the outside. Sopawanga, he's kicked from 50 already this season, and that one had plenty of leg, but not the direction. So, challenging night for Lima Sopawanga from the tee tonight.
Yeah, well, that's right. 3 tries they've scored, Wellington. But no successful kicks, which means they only find themselves 5 points to the better of Northland.
Deep to Wilson. Back for Bateman. Coming up from fullback is Ngartai. Ngartai, the half break up to the halfway line. Good strength in the drive from Charlie Ngartai. Cut. Curtis. They march their way towards the 22 now, Wellington. Here's John Schwalger. And Putting Ngartai marked up on him. Schwalger again showing good metres after contact in this Wellington side. Noah Lawfer. Taken 5 short of the Taniwha 22. Schwalger has another crack. And that's the same result. Savia puts the head down this time. Still manages to free the arms and get the offload off the deck. Now Bateman. Some confusion between he and Victor Vito, and then it slips out the back from Curtis over the touchline.
Yep. Victor Vito was looking for the short ball. The execution's good, Victor. Vito's still got plenty to say. Just a conversation. Look at him. That's what I wanted to do. So when I'm doing that, you just give me the ball.
Come back to me. Here. Come back here. Boxing.
Try. Now on Lawfer. Trying to throttle him. Takalua makes the clearance as far as Curtis. Ngartai is there again. Many Rangers popped up out of the line, and so Curtis decides to take a shortcut. And
Rennie Ranger.
hello.
Well, we got a bloke in the other side running around with a forward's number on his back, playing like a back. Well, Rennie Ranger at the breakdown wears a back's number but plays like a forward. Just so good at that aspect of the game as Rennie Ranger. Reads it defensively well and then just has the strength and power to stay strong over the ball and affect the turnover, as that one, it bounced into touch, but it got there all the same.
That's a hefty boot.
So Curtis there, look at Rennie Ranger, the second arriving player. Lets Lamb do all the tackling, just stays on his feet and then gets over the ball, does Rennie Ranger. And he's done that so many times, so much this season.
It's been an absorbing first half, and it's coming to a close rapidly here. 4 seconds on the clock. Last chance for Northland, and they managed to throw the ball on an angle. And that'll do it. Brendan Pickerel says we'll call it easy on 40. 15 points to 10. Wellington lead. 3 tries to 1. Ben Seymour out of the extras, and Sopoaga as yet unsuccessful out of 4. The visitors in front, but it hasn't all been easy for them. Right, let's go down to Willie Lossay with Ross Filippo.
Ross, how do you assess that first 40 minutes?
It's a bit of a mixed bag, to be fair. They're attacking the breakdown. We knew that they were going to do that, especially with Rene in our wider channels, and he's scored a couple of turnovers there. So I think we're going to speak about that again and then come back out. But I think generally we're in the fight, and hopefully we just can't let them get too much ball.
Congratulations on the 5th try. You obviously learnt well from me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, I can't believe that just happened. We'll take a break here on Sky Sport, and we'll be right back with all the analysis from the first half right after this. Losa. Welcome back to Whangarei. Sky Sports coverage of the ITM Cup continues. Halftime here, Northland and Wellington. It's Wellington in front, 15 points to 10. Matu Filippo Savia, the try scorers for Northland. Murday crossed, and Seymour has kicked 2 from 2 from the tee. It was Wellington who got off to the flyer, though, because Northland had been punching away at their line, but they came up with a mistake. And Wellington love to help themselves to this sort of thing, Richard. And how's the support play?
Yeah, that's exactly what the key to this one was. Support play all around. Treeby there, and then just runs a shield from Motu Matu'u. He puts the hammer down, the big fella, and beats the cover defence.
It was a sort of deja vu moment too for the second. Shields getting through the line. It came off a Northland era. Look at Savia there. He changed angle back to Frey Wilson, and Ross Filippo, who ran a great line, was over for his 5th of the season.
Yeah, continues to lead the try scoring space, does Filippo, and then Northland went about their work. Butchered a try leading up to this. Should have scored it about 2 or 3 minutes before this, but eventually Kurt declined a straight arm penalty. The 3 points, went for the big prize and got it through the big lock Murday.
It's been a big effort tonight from loose forwards, and none has been more sparkling than this bloke. Have a look at Savia. He gasses the halfback, he gasses the 10, he gasses the right wing on debut, and he scores a wonderful solo try. That was the last of the half, and it just reinforced how good Ardie Savia is, ball in hand. We go inside the Northland shed. Some stern words will be flying around there, I can guarantee.
Yeah, have a look at the stats, mate. Then usually you go looking for a positive story. Well, it's good news for Northland statistically. Look at that, dominating territory, just haven't converted to points on the board, or enough points on the board, and again indicated further down. So leading this stat as well, minutes in the opposition 22. So no doubt a little feature as part of the coach's halftime talk to Northland. Just got to convert.
So there it is, the numbers, and inside the sheds now, Wellington going through their halftime talk. Vic Vito making a speech to the team. Richard Watt there in the bottom left of your screen, and even Sir John is here enjoying the show in Whangarei. Don't know if he's excited by that conversation. We'll take a short break here. Back soon with the second half. at Toll Stadium. Second half about to get underway, but let's hear from Northland's assistant coach, George Cornier.
Yeah, thanks, Sumo. George, you're still in this game. What was the message at the break?
We've just got to back ourselves. You know, we need to probably get a few more numbers to the breakdown a lot faster. But back ourselves, go and play rugby.
All right, mate, thanks.
Cheers.
Pretty simple. Back yourself, play footy. Well, they've certainly had the chance to play footy, but this defensive line has held. Big Ross Filippo has had some strapping done.
Yeah, well, play footy. They've been playing footy, Northland. Their issue is they just haven't converted. Dominated territory. They've had more than their fair share of possession, and fair been 50%. They've had 57. Spent plenty of time in Wellington's 22.
Captain, are you ready?
Artie Savia, he's not wearing the GPS in the jersey today. He'll be gutted about that. He's put up some big running numbers. Here's Jake Paringatai, who receives from the kick-off, and Northland will have first rights. Takalua from the box. Good take from Vito. Vito sets play again. Wellington lose the ball at breakdown. Northland, what can they do with it? Here's Rennie Ranger. Can't get away from Lima Sopawanga, although he drags him a couple of metres. Takalua now, deep was Seymour. Ngatai overcalls Joe Hill. And rips that one across to Curtis. Ambrose Curtis now will look for a touch. And that's a good kick from him as it drifts towards the line and finds it. Clever kick from Ambrose Curtis.
Oh, that's a great kick from the replacement winger. And speaking of replacements, Willie, doesn't look like Ross Filippo's happy with that thumb.
Not at all. In fact, from the first tackle, as soon as the ball was kicked off, he went into the ruck and it wasn't comfortable. This is the clearance kick here from Curtis. And really the turnover came from Jack Ram for Northland, but this half started like the first.
Well, between Ngā Laufer and Ross Filippo for this season, they've played 160 minutes of footy and haven't missed a tackle. So Filippo getting it done on offence and defence this season. Coming forward is Ngatai. Can't hold on, but advantage will go Wellington's way with a knock-on called against Northland.
And here comes that, here comes that change that you're talking about. Good man to bring on as well, Genesis Mamia in jersey 18 from Wainuiomata Club. So they'll be celebrating in Wainuiomata at the moment. He's not too far away from getting a boarding pass.
They'll still be celebrating, having the First Lady
of Australia
in Wainui. So this will just add back to the bar, fellas. And fellasses.
Yeah. He's going to stay in, and you're not going to push in on him.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh, he's going to have to soldier on here. Filippo is not happy with the thumb, but he's in danger of losing that stat if he stays out there, not missing a tackle.
Bind!
Use the shoulder.
Sit!
Frey Wilson will feed. Scrums generally haven't been too bad this afternoon. Frey Wilson down the blind side. Curtis chasing. Good take from Matt Wright under pressure. Victor Vito swallowed him up, and then Wright sets the ball for Takalua. In the end goal was Seymour, had to swing to the left. And he will find touch. So Wellington on a big press at the moment, trying to get the first points of the half.
Have a look at this. This is old school. Look, the hooker hooks the ball. And the old 8-9 player, there'll be a whole lot of old blokes sitting at home going, maybe the game hasn't changed that much.
Yeah, love that. And there'll be a riot in Wainuiomata because they've made a change and it's actually going to be Levavet coming on as opposed to Mamia. So, and they've replaced Galofa, so there's a total change. It's not Filippo at all.
Filippo says he's
well,
fine.
no, yeah, but he's going back. Look at this.
Yeah,
now he's gone.
Exactly. Well, the problem was, fellas, that they held up number 5. That's why. And Filippo's wearing 4. That's the problem.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure Filippo can count.
He's wearing number 4.
Oh, the kick pass from Jack Ram. That's a touch of class. Rennie Ranger got it to Wright, and Wright knew it straight away.
Just to clarify that, so the team sheets had the numbers, and those boys have run out in different jerseys. That's what's happened there. So before everyone gets stuck into the sideline officials and referees,
Yeah, it's not the sideline
were given
official,
the
I can tell
information.
you, because the manager of the Wellington just came over and he's having a cordial. He's trying to justify it, but he's wrong.
Right. I think I'm across this. Filippo's gone off. Nga'alofa's still on. Line out's still not straight.
Scrum, we'll line up.
And that's not Adam Hill
Scrum.
in jersey number 20.
That is Levavet.
So Faifili Levavi is on the field. And what a replacement to bring on. And there's Matty Proctor, who is straight into the... What do you call that? It's not a cast.
Brace.
A brace. Thank you, Willie.
I had a chat to him about it as well, because I've got bad knees, as you all know. And so I said to him, how is it, inside or out? And he goes, outside. I said, oh, that's right, mate. It's the lateral ligament. I said, you'll be fine.
So what? So what? I can see your lips moving, Willie. I can't understand a word you're saying.
It's his knee.
That's away to Carpenter. And Salvia tried to get the rip on. Bronson Murray just flicked him out of the way. And Seymour comes right. So Faifili Levavi's on the field for Ross Filippo, who thought he was Nga'alofa, and he's certainly not Adam Hill. And we continue here through Bateman. And that will go over the dead ball line. They'll come back for a scrum. So
They'll come a long way back for a scrum too, Scotty. It just rotated a fraction too far and rolled after the bounce dead, so they come all the way back to the 10-metre line. And Northland will have possession of the ball.
Well, the issue here for Northland, Willie, though, is that they've had plenty of territory. They've had plenty of possession, but in terms of construction, they haven't been able to put a line through this Wellington defence. Where do they go here? What do they do?
Zero line breaks. So that's surprising when you've got a bloke of any ranger's ability. So maybe you need to start shoveling him the ball. They've got a big blind here, but hard to use the left-hand blind on your feet to the scrum. So Lupo's come off that side, so
On down.
even less chance of them using it.
We'll come over here, guys.
Brendan Pickerel decides to just change the spot at scrum time. A few issues with slipping on the surface. That's a top look. A couple who dresses like that has no choice but to stay together. And I appreciate that.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Takulua now feeds. Looked again. Parangatai got it a long way out the back of the scrum. Takulua saw half a chance. That's all it was. Jack Ram is there. Schwalger gets onto him quickly and holds on, but Ram still marching over the top of him. Left Schwalger on the deck like a jalabar. Carpenter taken high by Nga'alofa. No intent. Just slipped up over the shoulders. So advantage now for Northland. Ready Ranger deep. Bronson Murray. Takulua with a little change of angle now. Still around the edge as Rennie Ranger goes in to help, and he did well to clear bodies there. Carpenter seem to be a little short of ideas when they have some space, Northland, at the moment, so they stay in close through Jack Ram. Another good run from him, and he does the splits at the end like Bambi on ice. And they'll come back for the penalty.
You did right, Scotty. Not a lot of communication from phase play, so they're tending to go individual one-off running. Some issues here for Jack Ram. That does not look good. Does not look good at all. We've seen one go. Willie, you might have to go and make another assessment. So they're always under the advantage here from the high tackle from Nga'alofa. Just over the top, bomb the big fella. And then Lamb carries the ball here. Gets in behind the Wellington defence, and oh, look at that. He just fell awkwardly. And
See, he lost his boot as well in the process, and so in the tackle of Artie Severe, just very hyperextended. And there are gaps in that early channel as well, which he identified, but it's just the quality of ball. Wellington, when they're making the tackles, they're actually driving them back or slowing it down, and that's been the problem for Northland.
Jack Ram is in a bit of pain. He did fall awkwardly. No man should fall that way.
they're giving those outfits out. That's what's happening today. Surely.
Well, unless everyone's shopping at the same store.
Wellington have to back up on Thursday. Plenty at home, albeit Friday, 6 o'clock, the early game. Manawatu Southland. Manawatu having a good win over North Harbour, who the late game Friday night against
doesn't get any
Tasman.
easier for North Harbour, does it?
No, they're at home, so searching for their first win at home for a long time. First win in this year's ITM Cup Championship, but Saturday, Sunday, the shield holders. Counters Manukau.
Sorry, Pod, Counters Manukau, yeah, up against Taranaki. That'll be a beauty. Then Hawke's Bay against Northland. Here is a change. Owen Pihima in jersey 19. He's just awaiting his boarding pass, but Jack Ram will take no further part in this match.
Peter Nock, the TMO, calling replacements too. A busy day for Nocky, and Pihima on the field. Not too many minutes for him this season, but he's a handy loose forward, and he will get through his work as Ram, unfortunately, the second player assisted from the field today. Matt Proctor, and now Jack Ram.
Captain, are you ready? Ready?
And that will be a big loss for Northland if he is deemed unfit
High tackle.
Yeah, absolutely.
for any number of matches.
An impressive part of their campaign so far this season, Ram. Take no further part in this match, and probably a few more after, unfortunately. They're just going to stick the ice pack on it, so ironically that might be good news. The fact that they've let him sit down on the sideline and put an ice pack on it, if it was more serious, they'd head him under the tunnel and do a proper diagnosis. Just trying to stay optimistic here, glass half full.
Now Lofa has now been replaced, so finally he is done, and on comes Mamia.
Here's Moulds with the throw, taken by Murday. And Northland will get a drive working here. Jake Parangatai looked like he rejoined the maul, but not called, and in fact the advantage will go Northland's way. Bryce Williams sizes up his options and goes for the biggest, and Bronson Murray. Takalura is there. Now the kick through, Rennie Ranger will chase on. It came off boats, it's come off everything, and it's landed with Joe Hill, and will come back for the penalty. Well, a good change-up from Northland.
Yeah, again, just a good read. So always under the
18 black
penalty advantage were Northland, so time to chance your arm, do something different. We saw the cross kick in the first half from Seymour, and this time they turned to the little stab kick through. Then it was just the bounce of the ball that didn't go their way.
Jeez, it bounced up nicely for Ranger, didn't it? Great option, well executed, and Mamia, that's his first line out, and he's given away the penalty, and Northland are in the mood to rumble. Look at this, Ranger, that bounced up beautifully right about there.
So Northland, the 5-metre line out, taking their time getting there, just sorting their call out. Murday's their go-to guy, Williams at the back, so options. They're the two separate line-out pods. They'll need to try and... Murday's the man, and they look to set up the drive from here. Good pressure from Wellington, though.
Putting outside again, the man in the back. That's a better drive, Northland. They've got numbers, they've got body position, and they'll wrap around over the line. They can't quite get there. Parangatai is denied, and he's turned in the tackle. Somehow the ball comes back. Murday thought about a double, couldn't free his own arms. One short, the Taniwha looking to draw level with the first points of the second half, knocked out of Dan Pryor's hands. Back to Moulds. Moulds Moulds reaching, can't get there. Well, good skills from Matt Moulds to keep control of that ball. And all under penalty advantage again.
What do you do here, Pod? Go for the scrum, or do you take the points?
No, he's going to. They'll go for a scrum because he's going to bin someone, I'd say, or he's going to have stern words.
Intentional collapsing of that maul. We've had too many penalties while Blue are on attack. I want you to stop. Okay.
So clear message. So yeah, I think you continue here. They're not far away, Northland.
Intentional collapsing.
So the discussion being had, and they're going to go to the line out. Clearly favour that as their most effective set piece. More effective than the scrum, although a scrum and that, given that field position, Willie would have given them options left and right. But look, if they can repeat this, they got the drive going after initial pressure from Wellington. And look, it just fell over. It fell over too soon. Well, it was pulled down by Wellington. And then Moulds, so close, did well to recycle. Did very well to recycle. Good presence of mind. So here we go again.
Murday's the man. And they'll set again. Everyone knew this was coming. Wellington much better prepared. Parangatai again has it, but he gets isolated. They come through on him, they swarm on him. Takalua did well to shield that ball. Pihema pops it up to Moulds and he backs in this time. Ball is out of the breakdown, so they'll come through on Parangatai. Line speed has been a feature of Wellington's defence today. Carpenter throws a dodgy ball to Ranger, picked up. Here's Hill, kick downfield. The chase is on now, and the touchline wins.
Well defended, Wellington. They've been impressive ball in hand. On this occasion, showing their wares as a very good defensive side. They banged away, did Northland, and then a mistake from Carpenter, a pass to nowhere. Seen that on a couple of occasions tonight.
Great discipline shown by the Wellington forwards as well. They knew that if they infringed in any way that someone was going to the bin, so they maintained their distance, allowed Northland to break, and Parangatai got isolated.
Well, Derek Carpenter, he knows that he's cost his team 65 metres plus here. A must-win line-out. They go to Pryor. Takalura gets it to Seymour, and Seymour, we haven't seen him take on the line today. Takalura stays with Rennie Ranger, and that pass is no good either. Backwards is the call, no one wants it. Finally Bronson picks up. Does well to stay on his feet long enough, not Bronson but Scott Vesey. Excuse me. Seymour. Only as far as Ngatai. Ngatai tries a drop goal from 52 metres. That's playing up. Forced in the 22 restart.
Ambitious stuff from Charlie Ngatai, but the end result not too bad. It's been such a good result if it had gone dead.
Look at that result, though. Last 10 minutes, 91% territory has been Northland, and they've got nothing to show for it.
The story of the match, though, isn't it, really, for Northland?
93% possession as well. Will on that graphic. Here's Ngatai now just catch and pass play. Sopawanga almost completely through the tackle of Carpenter, but he got enough on the ankle to trip him. Shields. Frey Wilson changes again, that inside ball. And Faifele Lavaba taken down by Rennie Ranger. Genesis Marmia with a carry inside the 22. The Lions now looking for first points of the second half. 14 and a half minutes in, advantage applied. Schwalger. Straight into the tackle. They'll set again. Frey Wilson. Away to Sopawanga. Treby. Half a break from Sean Treby. Still got the offload. Room on the outside. And Ambrose Curtis goes in. Heartbreak for Northland. And Wellington get their bonus point try.
Well, compared to their first three tries, Scotty, that was almost mundane from Wellington. They had an opportunity, I think, for me to score it with a pass, but they didn't. Here is the initial foray from Levave. They recycle well, do Wellington. Always had big numbers out to the right. Sopoaga throws a wide ball. Maybe if they'd moved the ball straight away, the end result would have been the same, would have just happened a few seconds quicker.
I like the way that here Charlie Ngatai, he doesn't take a step or anything, he just distributes. The ball will always beat the man, and he's been impressive since he's come on. Curtis had limited chances, but the one that he's been given, he's taken. Boy, they've had some impact as well, Pod, from guys like Mamir and also Levave.
Absolutely, Willie. And Ambrose Curtis, he has looked impressive. Not good numbers for Sopoaga off the boot. Did I need to say that?
No. Very restrained understatement. No, I appreciated it. 0 from 4. And this is not easy either. He likes the look of it, though, does Lima, but he's 0-5.
Well, that's the thing. So 4 tries, but only 10 points in front. Northland, as we've alluded to on a number of occasions, are dominating territory, dominating possession, not converting, but still well in this.
When was the last time an ITM Cup kicker went 0 in a game?
Well, I can't answer that. There's someone with greater knowledge of the game than I.
Let us know. Tweet us up. Ray Wilson trying to find some space. Tu'umaga Allen. Good ball back to Wilson up to the halfway line. Tu'umaga Allen has the ball back. Let's hit sideline. Willie Lorsay with Ross Filippo.
Yeah, and Ross, obviously, that defensive effort there in the last 10 minutes to not let them in, that was the key.
Yeah, I think so. We withstood all the pressure and created a turnover, and then, obviously our team's pretty good at using those turnovers, and we ended up at the right end of the field. So, I mean, we haven't got much position at the moment, but we'll live off any scraps we get.
All right, mate. Get better soon.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Well, they're living off some possession at the moment. Levis Sopoaga has the curly beals in, and he slips over on the 22. But still, Northland just not hungry enough for the ball in these crucial moments in the game. So Wellington drive around the edge. Pick and go was not a feature of their first half, and now they're penalised, sealing off Adi Savia.
7 straight in the side.
16 for 1 as well, fellas, during that. Reg Goody's on in jersey 16. You may see him there, just getting to his feet with the white headband. He's replaced John Schwalger.
It's been harsh on Wellington at the breakdowns, especially when they've had the ball. That's referee Pickerel. Very welcome penalty for Northland as Seymour will head to the touchline. Well, he doesn't find touch, so counter-attack for Wellington.
Ngatai shovels it across to Joe Hill, and Hill, who looks busy with ball in hand. Goods. Shields is there, and Shields trying to free the arm, couldn't quite do it. Mamir just hovering in the back, looking for a chance to have a run at this line himself. Dan Pryor makes the tackle, and they had him up in the air for a split second, but Pickerel rightly so.
He's fell on top of that other player.
Says Ruckball attacking with the loose head feet.
Yeah, no problems whatsoever for Wellington. Scotty to go to the set piece here. Good advantage, albeit that they've made a number of changes, so see what effect that has at scrum time, but generally been positive at scrum time have Wellington. It's been a good base for them to attack from.
Some fresh legs not too far away from being injected as far as Northland are concerned, guys. Hawkins and 21 and also Griffin have got the jackets off. Just going through the stretches. I like guys that do press-ups before they go on as well. It's a good sign.
Coach!
Surprised you're not down there going 1 for 1 with them, Willie.
Bind!
Loso's bought a spin bike.
Please.
If you're wearing lycra under that suit,
Please.
we're going to have problems.
Please.
At the back, please.
No, end of the set piece for them. Too keen, Wellington. So another opportunity for Northland to push out Inside their 22, that's a better kick.
We'll take the line out. Well, I just get the sense, talking to Ross Filippo, that the team's pretty calm about where they stand in this game, but not entirely happy about how they've played.
No, and I think that they've really let Northland stay in the match by them dominating on the figures with territory and possession. Sadly, Northland, though, they need a spark. They need someone to spark it. They've got to get the ball into the hands of Rene Ranger.
Well, he's been quiet today by his standards. But it's Frey Wilson. Oh, he did not miss, and somehow Joe Hill kept going. What's he made of? Up to the halfway line, Frey Wilson cleans again, and Sapawanga calls for Bateman. Murde brings him down. It's a good tackle from Murde, who's had another productive match. Marmia, should I say. Here's Rich Goods, good acceleration into Ready Ranger. Looked for the jackal, but was blown out quickly. And they sit again inside Northland's half by 5 metres. Here's Marmia, hard man to put down. Backline into play. Bateman on a wrap with Sapawanga. Good hands, Treby. Now Joe Hill on a one-on-one, and Matt Wright stayed with his man. Holds him up, tries to turn him in the tackle, but Joe Hill good at placing that ball for Bateman. Tuamunga Allen. Another solid carry from him. Scored the opening try for Wellington this season against Counties Monaco to Jeff Tuamunga Allen. Ngatai got through the line, got the offload away, and what a pickup. Starting to see the gap in class here in this game. Inside the final quarter, and it's Wellington making all the running, and they get the penalty. As Lima Sapawanga set up a kick, it'll be his easiest of the day.
Bronson Murray in his 100th game, guilty of, well, stealing the ball while on the ground. I thought he did it pretty much legally, but too much strike power, Pod. I mean, this Wellington team, they've got guns all the way through. Every single person wants a ball in hand, and they're doing the right things with it.
Oh, no doubt about that. Really getting some momentum on now. First half guilty of not getting their execution right all the time. Ngatai the slip, gets back to his feet. Shows good power. Enjoying being back in the 15 jersey, Ngatai. And here we see the infringement from the resulting breakdown. As you say, Bronson Murray, well, this time when he was lying on the bottom of that ruck, Willie tried to recycle the ball, and Sapawanga hoping to break the duck.
Sapawanga, and he's off a down trout, in the words of Dean Barker.
And here are the two changes. Oncoming at 18 is Griffin, as I mentioned, Hawkins as well. And they're replacing Bryce Williams, who's done very well today in the line-out, and also Ben Seymour. I think the coaches have had a look. Little mistakes like not finding touch, and so he's been benched.
Well, he's had that jersey to himself, hasn't he, so far this season, Ben Seymour. Dan Hawkins, who has made his way up from the Marlborough region. And the Marcos, as we're underway again. And Roy Griffin, who we could talk about, but he's played 2 minutes this season, so he hasn't put a lot of numbers up to discuss so far. He replaces a big part of this team in Bryce Williams, and that's charged down. Northland now with a chance, and they simply must score some points, and soon. Good run from Malupo as far as Tuamunga Allen, who puts him down and knocks the ball free.
Hang advantage back, knock on.
Good strength from Treby. Just get the sense that Wellington are doing this on the small things, aren't they? The micro details. There's Richard Watt.
The micro skills, yes indeed.
Curtis. Oh, great run from Curtis. Great ball on the outside. He stays in support. Bateman says, I'll do it myself. Ambrose Curtis.
Micro skills involve macro result, though, Scotty. Try time. Boom, they're going to come upstairs to check it.
Out, Timo. Peter, are you there?
Peter Knox at TMO.
Would you please check? Try, no try.
I can save his time. Try.
Let him earn his money. Not on with you. No issues here. Just really just going through the motions, wanting to make 100% sure.
Pretty sure Nocky will need just the one angle on this. Tim Bateman on the receiving end, but really Ambrose Curtis, the man who did the hard work, and didn't he make good decisions after the break as well?
Oh, he's been impressive. Very impressive, Ambrose Curtis, coming on for the injured Matt Proctor.
He's going to get the green light. There it is, fellas. Yeah, it's that, but you mentioned earlier too that they're averaging 5 tries every game, and boy, they're out of the top draw. The skill level that's been shown there, and when Northland had opportunities, they didn't take it with Carpenter. On that occasion, Tim Bateman showing his skills just here. Look at this, even though it goes backwards, someone's always in a position to pass there. There's always support. That offload there, Curtis making the break here in between 2 players, and then he hands it off, and Bateman, he had options on the inside, and he took the right one.
Yeah, that's right. There was the tracking player, Hawkins, it was for Northland, that was preventing the inside ball, so he did well. I tell you what, Lima Sopoanga's probably going to get to training. What's today? Sunday, Monday, they'll probably have a recovery session. Tuesday, they'll head to training, and they'll probably work on him scoring a bit closer to the post. That'll be a work on.
It's very true. Sopoanga from the sideline. He is 1 from 6 and make that 2. 2 from 7 for Lima Sopoanga today. He converts the Bateman try, 30 points to 10. There's the pickup from Ngatai. Willie Law say it was really just classy players doing the right thing.
Yeah, I just like the way that this Wellington team operate. They know that when they've got ball in hand, they've got so many players that are strike weapons that can break tackles, and their desire to score.
They're up off the ground this time, so they'll need to fight their way either to deck or get the ball back, and they do both. Sopoanga trying to turn this Northland team around. They've got plenty of room to attack with, and the kick is made. Mateo Malupo will chase. Oh, some crazy feet at the back from Sopoanga. Treaty got the ball, keeps going. Now the pass out wide. Here's Faifele Lavavi. And Lavavi gets himself infield. Just carving off meters with ease now, Wellington. Shields took his eye off the ball. And he's frustrated.
Some fresh legs on too, fellas. You may have seen them. Eric Sione, the under-20 prop there in jersey 17. He's replaced Jeff Tuamanga Allen. And a change at halfback as well. Frey Wilson has had a very good day at the office. He's been replaced by 21, Tomasi Palu.
Yeah, Northland, for me, Willie, just guilty that initial contact of not stopping players making tackles, not stopping players offload. Treby on that occasion, breaking the line. And see it then again, see the first player tackling to make a tackle, not really affecting it efficiently. The mistake eventually came from Wellington, but just from an individual error. Certainly not from pressure from the Northland defence.
Bind! Sit!
Vitor on a tight head play for Wellington, and they just keep marching on straight through the middle. Ball on a string at the moment. Sopoanga, Shields this time slips over. Can't buy a trick today, Brett Shields. Faifele Lavavi into a 3-man tackle. That's how many it takes to put him down. Treby slipped it first, offload away to Sopoanga. Somehow Bateman got it back, but it'll be called for Ford.
Oh, all the skills on display now for Wellington. There's some issues for Matu in back play. Let's Picker will bring the game to a halt while they go over and see what's wrong with Motu Matu, but I'm thinking that was another knee. He was the one that carted the ball up from the offload, the line break here. Look at this. Matu carts it up and never got up from that. But then have a look here, some good skills, just great awareness. Bateman lost control, tipped it back. Hill denied.
Change there, Artie Severe, the young 19-year-old try scorer. He's been replaced by Adam Hill in jersey 19. And changes for Northland as well in the front row, fellas. Abel and John on in 16 and 17 respectively.
Impressive, Artie Sevilla. Been very impressive today.
Robbie Abel, the latest of the going clan to put on the Cambridge blue of Northland.
Max Sykes is there as well in jersey 20, the Camo halfback. So Schwalger comes back on and Goodies goes to the regular hooking position.
Crouch! Bind!
Let's go, let's go.
So half scrum not too good for Northland. Wellington just essentially pushing them off the ball.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Oh, that's better Northland. Oh, now the pressure comes from
The
Wellington.
second weight came straight on. It's somewhere in the back there, an advantage now applying, and Northland will get a relieving penalty, but they had been demoed on the second shove.
Yeah, it's the key now. Shields doesn't look 100%. Northland player down.
Are you going to touch?
Taking its toll this game. It's been entertaining.
Come off.
Good pressure, and that's the key now. As I was saying, the second shove. Passive hit now these days, with the refs taking control of the scrum engagement. So it's all about getting steady, working together as a pack for that second shove. That doesn't look comfortable at all, Matt Pryor.
Dan Pryor,
He's got something in his hair.
well, I'll tell you what, he's sore, but there's not a hair out of place.
I'll tell you what, the whole
And
pack
that's the main thing.
Exactly, the whole pack almost fell on him, and he's in some discomfort. But interesting, fellas, because yesterday having a chat with former All Black Craig Dowd of 60 Tests, and he said that he'd like to see the refs actually speeding up the cadence. That's what I was talking about. This young referee's done a very good job too, I must say. But just how slow he is in the calls. I mean, I understood when it was in the past they slowed it down. I thought we sort of took a call away so that we could speed the game up, but it just seems to take an eternity to actually get set.
I'm sure there's a lot of lock forwards who would like it sped up too, Will, because as soon as they get down into that bind position, they're taking the load. Speaking as a man with no abdominal strength, I can only imagine how tough that is. There's Ranger, and it's intercepted before he can get his hands on the ball. They read it well, Wellington, one pass, and a good defence. And Curtis denied. Malupo, the man who came up with the tackle.
Oh, he did well too, Mateo Malupo. Did very well. He stayed on his man. Often the temptation to come in and try and spot the last pass. And they turn over here, and off they go, Bateman. Look at Malupo, just stays out on his man. Gave him the sideline and backed himself.
And Carpenter being replaced by Warren Dunn. So the benches are cleared, fellas. My job's done.
Not quite, mate. Stay there with us, Will. How good was the read from Lima Sopuanga, who, despite his trials with the boot today from the tee, has been very effective organising that back line for Wellington.
He certainly has, and let's be fair, he hasn't had too many. He's had one easy kick. And that's Northland trying to drive their way 85 metres, Sumo.
Lima loved to have a big season for the Lions this year. He needed a real confidence boost, one thinks, after his season with the Highlanders. Not only did the team not go too well, but Lima had his setbacks there. So it's good to see him confident. He's such a talented young kid.
Oh, he can play. He's the bloke that sets this Wellington back line alight. Calls the options from set piece, calls the options from phase play.
Shields takes it at the back, and Wellington now will set the drive. We saw Northland try a few times at the other end. It feels like a lifetime ago. There's some fluidity to that back line at the moment, but Ngatai just can't hold on. The pass was high from Treby. They just know where to be, though. They look organised.
They certainly are. Got plenty of tricks in the playbook too, have Wellington.
He's a good coach, fellas. Chris Boyd. He's been around the scene for a very long time, obviously coming through with the grades with club rugby and then obviously international, helping Tonga with the last World Cup and then taking away the under-20s this year to France. So he's got plenty of experience and he knows his players well.
Crouch!
So totally dominant now of this Wellington side, including set piece.
Sit!
Wait for the second shove here. No, here it comes.
Faifele Lavave was reaching down for the ball as if someone had turned the lights out.
And again, pressure from the scrum leads to pressure on the kicker, and they only make less than 10 metres out of their 22. Do Northland, and Wellington will have the throw to the line out.
Let's go! 2, 4, 9, 8!
Goods. Short ball, easy ball. Wellington now away again. Palu got it away and Sopawanga stayed with the ball. Joe Hill now tracked across. Again, the mistake comes. Well, it's only through their own errors that Wellington haven't profited more today.
Inside, or
30 points to 10 as we near the last 5.
Sumo, can I just say how great the fans are as well here in Northland? They're behind by 20. You don't see the big migration of people saying, well, there's no chance of actually heading to the car park. They're all sitting around. They're all hoping that maybe in the last 5 minutes their team can at least get another 1 or 2 tries.
Well, our colleague Mark Stafford has reminded us that Lima Sopawanga has a brother making a big debut tonight. Richard.
He is.
Bind!
Tupu is making his NRL debut for Cronulla tonight, so there's plenty of talent in that family.
NRL finals, of course, coming up on Sky over the next month, and that should be cracking as well. One thing you'll get out of Northland, it's 80 minutes or your money back, and that's why the fans are sticking around. That, and there's probably nothing else to do tonight. Malupu hasn't stopped trying. He's got a ball up to Parangatai. And the penalty goes Northland's way.
Yeah, 2 in a row.
Back
Firstly,
player,
not
off
back
your feet.
10, and then this definitive description from referee Pickerel. So they'll take the easy yards now, Northland.
Hawkins clears. And Northland have some field position inside Wellington's half. Imagine playing a team that can bring Faifele Lavave off the bench. Good grief.
Well, that's the key, depth of squad, you know. Talk about Wellington, got to back up quickly, so that's what it is in this ITM Cup competition. You've got to have depth in your squad to be able to cope with those short turnarounds. And obviously a couple of injuries as well to deal with for Wellington, but you're right, it's a pretty impressive lineup.
Forward pass called by Pickerel, but the intent was there again. The big ball from Sopawanga, another from Treby. It has been their MO all day today. Fine width, 2 long passes ought to do it. Seems to be the theory.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, that was marginal. That looked good from here. Referee in a much better position, though. There's the double miss. That one there, look at it. Wow, you be the judge.
Well, someone caught a forward pass in a game of rugby. At least we should celebrate that fact, I suppose, whether it was correct or not.
Crouch! Too many times, guys.
Pickerel loses patience with the Wellington front row, and Northland now. Hawkins was trying to call players through. Rennie Ranger got rid of one, tries to get rid of a second. 5 short of the 22. And a good run from Ranger. Penalty advantage applying for Northland as they reach in and go again. Dunn just popped the ball up for Roy Griffin. Good run, Sykes. That's the 22-metre line, and advantage still applying. They stay to the left-hand side. Hawkins, the big dummy. That was Stephen Donald-like. Bronson Murray proving that 100 games later he still can't pass left to right. But that's all part of his charm. And Northland go clattering into it again, and a forward pass thrown, and they come back for the penalty.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for
the
mom?
corner, boys. There's easy yards here, 20 of them. Meters, I should say.
Spirited attack from Northland, isn't it? But it's evident that Wellington are very, very good at attacking the breakdown area, and then they just flop or end up on the Northland side, which slows the ball down. They've been quite effective at that today.
Well, they came into this game, Willie, having conceded the most breakdown penalties after 3 rounds of the Cup with 26. So they're not a team that minds getting in there and getting penalised for their work.
Well, they're going to try. There you go, to play here. They're driving more. Haven't been too far away, so maybe in the 79th minute of this match they can get it right. Oh, no, they haven't.
So not straight is the call from Abel. And with less than 30 seconds remaining on the clock, Ngatai will run it out from his own 22. Got the offload away. Bateman can't get away from Pryor. And attack. It's the way Wellington play the game, and that one has gone over the touchline. Shields was chasing it down. Still time for the line out.
I like that, Northland. Giving the ball boy the hurry up because they want to keep playing. 5 seconds left on the clock.
He wanted him to dry.
Admirable.
Sorry, Pod, he wanted him to dry the ball as well.
Well, that's his prerogative, isn't it? They're a proud team, this Northland team. They have been all these years. And they know they've been beaten, but that's no reason to give up. There's still time on the clock, and they'll play it out. Sykes away to Hawkins, and Hawkins again. On a show and go, Warren Dunn is in support. Sykes getting involved, and so is Hawkins, who's looked to take on the line a couple of times since he's come on. Nothing to lose for him, and they've lost the ball, and it'll be kicked to touch. And Wellington wrap up another one. They march on, 5 from 5, and 5 bonus points in that lot too. This is the real deal, Lions fans, and Northland have just been outclassed.
Oh, you did right, Scotty. This is something for Wellington fans to get excited about. Been very impressive again tonight. Have Wellington scored some spectacular tries, but also, for me, showed their defensive qualities. And as where they get to the business end of this competition, Wellington are going to have to rely on that quality more so than their attacking prowess. There's no question about that. But tonight, for me, their ability to stay composed, stay true to their defensive system was probably the most impressive thing and the biggest thing they'll take out of tonight. They march on all right, 5 points. Another game, 5 games, 5 points. All looking very, very positive for Wellington and Wellington supporters.
Well, the team's in the huddles, and Northland staying pretty close as they discuss what has been another one that coulda, woulda, maybe shoulda. Rennie Ranger talking to his team. And Victor Vito is a happy man. He's led his Lions to another victory here today, and his 50th appearance for Wellington. He's with Willie.
Victor, congratulations on 50 games for your province. Bit of a mixed bag there today.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. You know, we came away with the result, but you know, we're still not quite clinical enough. You know, I think Northland did quite well to keep us pinned in our half and made us really try and play catch-up rugby, even though we were ahead from our own half. So, you know, all ups to Northland, but, you know, I'm pretty happy with the win.
Some of those tries are pretty spectacular, pretty individual. You've got some great players there.
Yeah, we've got some great players, but I think, you know, if we can attach that to some just the basics, you know, holding on to the ball and making sure once we go out wide, we're not just throwing the ball out or that sort of thing. we get the basics right, and this team should come right.
5 from 5. You got Bay of Plenty on Thursday. What's the key to making sure that you get up again in 4 days' time?
I think just taking the learnings quite quickly from this game, and then moving on to Bay of Plenty, because they're a tough side, and we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us on Thursday.
Congratulations on the win, mate.
Cheers, mate.